Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
And the rest.
Morning. Evening. Or fight.
Yes, this is the episode about the recent fight night, UFC Fight Night 67.
No,
No,
anything but
that's
that.
not it. Not that at all. We don't talk about UFC on this podcast. Hello. Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night. It's
Hello.
JARCAST episode 145. I've not been on for about...
5 minutes?
Yeah, a few minutes I've not been on. A few minutes. I'm waiting for my auto cue here. to tell me
Ruben
what to
doesn't
say
know how to
next.
host
For what
the
part?
cast. Good job.
We're on Patreon and we have been for a while. Not since I've been gone though. So now I'm back and I've never heard the rigmarole that I meant to say. But I was just told, do the rigmarole. Do the rigmarole, Ruben. So thank you to our... How many patrons? Anyone know?
6,000?
growing.
6,000 patrons. We really appreciate it.
600,000, sorry.
600,000 patrons. So you can go to our Patreon.
All giving us $1.
Give us $1.
$600,000 a month.
No, they take a percentage, so it's a bit less. Only a little bit there.
And the only tier is $1, and we put the cast on audio platforms for listening to with your ears.
I'm sure some of you are listening right now.
So you can't see Ruben's beautiful face, Jamie's face.
Yeah, but you can hear my slightly ill voice, actually.
Oh, poor baby ill.
I can't help it, can I?
This
the
poor
only one
baby's
that-
ill as well.
I'm the only one that hasn't been ill this winter.
My throat's so sore.
I've gone through
I'm at the end of
illness.
it. It's just my throat. I keep losing my voice. It keeps coming and going.
Me ill. That's what you fucking sound like.
Ill.
Jim, I'm gonna stick this chewing gum to your face.
I'd like that.
Well, let's take a few more things there.
Well, welcome to this episode of the Jar Media Podcast.
We've
and
already
it
done
is-
this.
You've done that.
We haven't said
no-
who we are yet. That's the one thing we haven't
That's
done.
Ruben over there. He's hosting the podcast.
Yeah, and hang
Who's
on.
on my left right here?
Well, those listening might think James is on your left.
Oh,
Well, that's why I'm asking for your
I'm
name.
Ruben.
Hey, it's me, Jim.
No, and with me is Alex. That was Alex.
Sorry, yeah,
And
that
then
was
there's-
James.
And then there's Jamie, and then there's James.
Jordan.
I don't.
You know who we are.
Stop
I just
calling me James. My name's Jordan.
I feel very sorry for if this was someone's like first episode, they'd just be like,
Yeah.
what the? We
Well,
have huge
except
news.
it's a-
We have huge goddamn news, everybody.
Do we?
This is breaking news. It's not breaking.
Oh.
So last episode was called Angry Joe
Loves beans.
Loves Beans. Ruben's favourite episode.
I wasn't on it, but
And someone on Twitter tagged Angry Joe in a tweet saying, oh, I love the JARCAST. It's my favourite part of Mondays or something like that. With like a screenshot of the thumbnail. And the real Angry Joe replied
in all of his anger.
in all of his angered John
He had a
mode.
lot of anger.
We did have a lot of anger.
Mm-hmm.
And brace yourselves for what he replied to us saying. He says, I actually hate beans. The only exception would be Arrows Con granules, pigeon peas, that my grandma/grandpa used to make.
Full stop.
Full
Passive
stop.
aggressive full stop.
Very passive aggressive. And the Jar Media account replied, this will not slide, Joe. You were the one we could count on. And then he didn't
I
respond.
like how you say the Jar Media account when it was very clearly you.
It's always Alex.
No.
Yeah.
I would say about, I'm 15%, James is 30%, and the rest is Ruben normally.
I
Jim never
don't
touches it
at all.
even have access to the account. Stop
Neither
pinning
do
your
I.
bad tweets on it.
Yeah. Alex does use it a lot.
I'm the only
I
one that
hardly tweet.
actually doesn't have access to it.
I
Yeah.
don't have access to it.
Yes, you
I
do.
thought you do. I thought
no,
we gave it
I've
to
never had access to it.
Yeah.
You got YouTube been like,
I think the way it is,
can't have it because you'll post cringe.
No.
the way it is
no,
right now is
no,
the way it has
Jamie
to be.
Can. You can't.
The
though.
biggest cringe poster is Alex.
It's not true. I'm the one that stays the most consistent with Jar Media's
No, Ruben's
values.
the worst. Alex is Jar Media. Me and Jamie don't exist on it, so...
I'm not. I hardly tweet anything on it.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think its current setup is how it should be. As soon if James got in, it would just be bedlam.
no,
Forget about it.
I wouldn't even post. I just like tweets.
Oh. he'd just like loads of bullshit.
Like Archilect.
I would indeed just like the fucking Mimi Arclect picture.
But anyway, I'm back. James is. I don't care about what they're saying. I'm back for a few episodes. Back for Christmas.
Since it is the festivities.
And this episode will be up on none other than the eve before Christmas.
Well, will it be on Christmas Eve?
Surely it's the eve of Christmas.
Would you shut the fuck up?
Basically 2 days
What?
from tomorrow.
Not for them.
Yeah.
No, not for them.
For them, it's right
We
now.
record in advance, so for them it's like
2 days from now
Oh my God.
equals Christmas.
What day is it today?
It's fucking
Saturday, right?
Saturday.
for us, but this is irrelevant to the listeners slash
in
viewers.
real life, it's Monday.
I'm not in real life.
In real life, right now, it's Monday.
I don't want to live in real
Right
life.
now, I've just got home and I've taken a big poo-poo.
That's James's Christmas Eve in a beautifully wrapped nutshell.
So yeah, anyway.
Should we? I know you wanted
oh,
to.
my microphone. Sorry. There we
You
go.
wanted to at least some point while you're back talk about uni, but should we save that
Yeah,
for
we'll
another?
save that for not today. This is an episode on
we
the
can
eve
start,
of
yeah,
Chris.
another one next week or something. Because we do actually have a topic for this one, so it's not going to be a total clusterfuck the entire time.
It's list day today.
List day at the end of the year because that's the end of the year.
Obligatory lists of the things that we consumed in 2018, the year of our Lord.
We'll summarise our favourite, and we can mention some of our least favourite movies, games, blah 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 of the year.
I suppose. Yeah.
I suppose. Okay. So, where are we going to begin then?
Start with James because he's got nothing to say.
Okay.
Top 5 albums, James.
Movies.
Okay.
I saw Infinity
All right,
War.
I guess no
Fantastic.
Mhm.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 1, fantastic, and the film I hated the most is fucking Madagascar 1. Absolutely atrocious.
That's
Shit movie.
2018
That's 2018 in movies.
done right there.
Okay, games, you got the Spider-Man game, probably the best game I've ever seen.
A
You got
game
God
you've
of
never
War.
played.
God of
I've
the
seen
War.
it.
God of
War.
War.
A game you've never played.
Worst game is probably Red Dead Redemption 2. Third best is probably Super Smash Bros. Then you got Forza Horizon 4, and you got Rainbow Six Siege.
James is out here with those hard truths.
In music, you've got the worst music from this whole year is the Tarzan soundtrack, especially the German one. That's really bad.
So ein man.
9 Inch Nails, yeah, they're not that good either. Big hater of them. I really like BTS. BTS this year were incredible. They were great. Beyonce
Who's the?
They're a K-pop group, I think.
and Ariana Grande. That's my best music of the year.
All right, so that's James out of the way.
No.
James crushing it this year.
Jim, have you got anything prepared? Yep. Did you prepare any lists on your phone or anything?
There's quite a lot of overlap, I think, between us three.
Listen to me.
Not me.
Yeah,
on
you're
music.
not listening
When
to
it
the
comes to
I mean,
music,
it was all.
anything I tried to listen to from this year was like, eh. And then Jack White fucking rollerblades in.
So we're starting with music then.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Jack
Let's just
White.
keep it on music then until we're done with that.
Yeah. Jack White rollerblades in a white suit.
Blue suit.
No, a white suit.
No, when it
Yeah.
swipes to off the screen
No.
and back in, then he's in a different.
No, it doesn't. He rollerblades in and there's a waterfall made of blue paint, and he comes out and makes the music video for Colours by Beck.
So you liked Beck?
No, I like Jack White. That album,
What's the name of the album? It's so
Boarding House Reach
Okay.
by Jack White, is the only album from this year that I listened to and was like, oh damn, son.
Oh damn, son.
Oh damn.
So when Spotify did its, Spotify did this roundup of the year.
Yeah, they do it every year.
Yeah.
They sort of summarize your listen time.
And it's like, your favourite is this. Just everything was that album.
Yeah.
According to me, I'm 100% not listening. I'm 100% listening to non-mainstream artists,
Yeah.
and that's an average. So I'm 100 times more hipster than an average Spotify user, apparently.
That doesn't surprise me
It's
in the
'cause
slightest.
He listens to just Japanese jazz playlists a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't surprise me one bit.
No.
Other than that, I'm done for music. Like, whatever
all-
you say, I don't give a shit. Because what I believe is what matters.
I think out of all four of us, Ruben's the only one who listens to contemporary albums a lot more. I just have a group that I go to if they release something new, but otherwise I don't really.
Sign my hoop.
If Phil Collins
of-
released something.
Because yeah, Phil Collins I would, people who are actually talented, but rappers are so shit, and they constantly release music because it takes 5 minutes to write and make. So there are 5 million rap albums a year, which all are bad.
Hey, Astro World is
That
really
was an
good.
inflammatory comment. That was targeted.
Alex coming out with these truths. I
Alex
think
is just targeting me here.
I am.
Well, good, because Ruben likes rap, and that makes him the worst music
Are
taste.
you saying that you don't like blacks?
Yeah, James is
I
racist.
forgot. Second time in a row, James has been racist on the cast.
Second time in a row.
He was racist last
No, it's been 145 times in a row.
time.
Yeah, but it's not.
James probably has
I'm not.
been
I'm
racist
not.
in every episode.
I only do it because you said you lined it up. If you line up a ball on the floor, I'm probably gonna kick it. You lined it up. I shoot the trigger. Okay, I fucking
He
pull
shoots
that
the
bit.
James goes where others are scared to go.
If people are really gonna take
You're just
Jar
edgy.
up on, no,
You're just edgy.
no, I'm not
it's just-
edgy.
it's
I'm
edgy
the
humour.
nicest member of Jar.
You're
Straight out there, laying facts.
What did he say? He said he's the nicest member of Jar.
Yeah.
Who is the nicest member of Jar?
We're making a last-minute amendment to my list, by the way.
Actually,
who is the nicest?
Yeah, I'm asking. Who is the nicest member of Jar?
well, I don't attack South Africans on Rainbow Six Siege voice chat, so
He was being an
Because you
asshole.
physically can't. The nicest is me.
Okay.
definitely not true.
The nicest is the sewing man.
Hmm.
We're all
Let's all just vote for Jim on that one.
Soink.
Okay. So obviously the best song of the year is "Lift Yourself" by Kanye West.
Definitely.
Speaking of rappers, that's the one good rap song of the year.
Yeah.
Incredible song. Genuinely in my top 100 most played.
I hate all of you.
Mine was in my top 100 as well.
I hate all of you.
It was genuinely in there, and I will stick by that song.
Hey, Nike's was good. By
I actually like that song. It's funny. But I'm laughing with it and not at it, which is rare for Kanye. Normally when I bring him up, I'm laughing at him.
There was a last-minute change to the number 5 spot on my list. But
Even just put lift yourself on.
No, I can't decide what I preferred out of.
I have no ranking whatsoever because
We're
20
gonna look like absolute retards if RTJ comes out at the end of the year, because then it's this year.
No, they won't. It's set
Yeah,
for
I know.
2019. Don't
I know
worry.
it's.
Okay,
I know
yeah.
it is.
No, you didn't. Anyway,
one of those two members is white, so I'm allowed to listen to it legally. So that's
Yeah.
okay.
Wait, it's not legal
Big
to
up.
listen.
no.
But you're allowed to listen to Kanye?
He's white.
He's like a white guy trapped in a black guy's body.
Trapped in a white guy, trapped in a black guy.
He's just so many people inside
So
other
many
people's
layers.
bodies, and it's so confusing. He has
He is
no
Kanye.
idea who he
I
is.
stan ye.
Yeah, 2018 was the year I kind of went back a bit and delved deeper into artists I was a bit familiar with, but made myself more
I
familiar
think to enjoy music, you kind of have to do that. You just go. There's never been a year where haven't done that. You always go back and just find.
with. Yeah, but there'll always be a year where it's like, right, that's the year where I go back and listen to all of Blank's best stuff. Right.
I do that every year. That's my.
That's
music.
what I'm saying, James.
No, you said
There has to be one year where you do that.
I do that every year though.
There's got to be one artist each year.
No, I do every artist each year.
Point is, my shout outs in terms of that stuff, which is not contemporary at all from 2018, would be Talking Heads. Went back and listened to all their classic albums. Some of my faves. Fleetwood Mac. You're on this one, Jim. Rumours. Fleetwood Mac. Great
Yeah,
album.
damn
Awesome
song.
album. Not modern by any means, but yeah. And I rinsed the album Dialect by Snowmine this year. That was on my most
Snow
played thing.
Patrol.
Sorry guys, big Snow Patrol fan here. Yeah, my thing is like there are a bunch of artists from about 2013 to 2015 maybe that release like an album that I really like, but then they just vanish and never release anything ever again. So I'm just trapped with one album that I like.
He's not a silly
Iron Man. I guess I can just list off some of the. I did listen to a few albums.
No, it's 5, Alex.
I didn't have 5 though,
We'll have 4.
because I listened
I
to
have 3. But no more than 5.
the albums I listened to that I actually enjoyed. Right. Bad Witch, 9 Inch Nails. Is that on your top 5? I guess we'll save it for when you.
Yeah, I'm not going to
We'll see.
spoil my list, am I?
Bad Witch, Lift Yourself by Kanye.
That
Not an
doesn't
album,
count.
but that is the best album of the year. Just that song.
Oh my
The other one doesn't count. Lots of singles from Little Dragon released some really good singles. Ian Brown released some awesome singles. Kurt Copy released an awesome single. Toro y Moi released some singles I like.
Toremi Moa, isn't it? Surely it's Moa.
What?
Whatever.
Doesn't it mean monkey in Italian or whatever?
I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure it's Spanish, not Italian.
I actually really liked Minecraft Guy's album.
C418.
Yep. Minecraft
You've got it
Guys.
written down. Why did you say Minecraft?
Because no one else is going to know what he's called. Who's
You're going to say
listening?
his name as well.
C418 Excursions, it's called that album.
Everyone knows C418 now. Everyone knows the Minecraft soundtrack.
Is C4 in Minecraft is my question.
C4.
The
TNT.
explosive.
TNT is.
Yeah, TNT is.
Well,
In the
and
next
judging
update.
how C4 is a plastic explosive. Idiot boy.
That
James
Australian
Podcast.
band, Parcels, released an album that I like.
They're Australian.
Mhm.
They're French.
Maybe they are. I thought they were Australian for some reason.
Pretty sure they're French. On Daft Punk's label.
Let me find out.
They're from Paris.
Are they?
Unless I'm thinking of the wrong band. They do all the like funky disco stuff, don't they?
Electro pop.
Bunky disco.
Funky limbo.
Yeah, they're from Australia.
What? Wild.
They were born there at least and migrated to Berlin.
Oh.
So that'd be why they're part of that. There's Australian artists I like for some reason.
So
Copy as well. Roosevelt released another Roosevelt album.
Jim, what did you think of that?
I like the Gorillaz album and
What's it called, Alex?
Demon Days.
Yes.
That is a good out.
Jim, I need you to
Stop burping into the mic. It's
I
so
didn't mean to,
disgusting.
I
Jim, I can't hear you. I need you to.
Hello there.
Thanks.
And whatever Katy Perry's latest single was.
Oh,
Firework.
no, you fucking.
That is a absolute awesome track though.
I
No.
hate
Famously featured in Madagascar 3
Bish.
as a whole. Swish Swish Bish was, I believe, last year, but that was awesome.
What? Really?
I don't know.
Anyone that's a new listener is going to be just so.
That's the Black Pack
confused.
Kid, right?
The Backpack Kid.
Yeah.
Kid.
Swish, swish, bish.
What's that song called?
Swish, swish, bish. Swish, swish.
Yep. Any new listeners are going to be so confused by
2017.
this.
Fuck!
No, it's fine. They'll
It's
understand.
not confusing.
What's
Yeah,
confusing?
what's confusing?
All I've said is just some awesome music you should check out.
Go on,
They're
Ruben,
just
give us
liars.
your...
No, Alex, I'm not sure if he's done yet.
I'm done.
You just
he's
said
done.
the
Oh,
last
I
one
listened to
was-
some David Bowie albums as well, but
Don't start playing with my socks again, Jamie.
All right.
okay, Ruben. There you
I
go.
actually have a list that I've been preparing for.
So
a
yours
while.
is actually in order.
It's going 5 to 1. We're
So
going
5
from
being
my,
worst.
Like, worst to best or whatever.
Okay.
Except it's the worst, but it's still the best of. It's like the worst of
It's
the
not-
best.
yeah, you don't hate the album. It's
Yeah.
just
It's just the worst on the
number
list.
5.
Bad Witch.
Yeah,
By
no,
Nine Inch Nails.
no, it had to
That's
be
what
on
my
there.
late last second amendment was. I was like between 2 albums. I wasn't sure.
Okay. Number 4.
Can you do it?
Joy as an Act of Resistance by Idols.
Okay.
Never heard of them.
No, well, you wouldn't have, would you, James? You like shit music.
Say something like that every time Ruben says it. Okay, it'll make
Alright,
me-
and number 3,
number 3.
Japanese Jazz Band by Japanese Jazz Band.
Oh, I only like Australian jazz,
Oh,
sorry.
fuck off. So number 3 is Taboo by Denzel Curry.
Denzel Washington has a fucking album out.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fucking
really-
sweet.
And number 2 is Boarding House Reach by Jack White.
Boring house reach, no.
At number 1 is Kids See Ghosts by Kids See Ghosts.
Who's that?
It's Kanye West and Kid Cudi or whatever.
Yay!
Oh, so Kanye getting a double feature mention from
Yeah,
the
number 1
JARCAST.
spot.
Kanye wins.
Kanye
This
wins.
Kanye
Kanye West. Kanye
grabs
wins.
the victory royale.
Kanye best.
More like Kanye
West gonna be Kanye
wearing
best.
a vest.
He would look good in a vest.
Cowboy Kanye.
Will Smith, yeah. Okay, that's music over.
Yep.
Nice.
What are the mediums of...
Is anything even coming out, like, apart from RTJ, that you can think of right now in terms of
Next year.
music 2019?
Kendrick Lamar,
Hmm.
rumored to have something.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if it's as atrocious as Damn, I'm not going to be even listening to it.
Yeah, 100% with Alex on that one.
Oh,
Damn.
Damn. No. Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Music is for goddamn children that
Yeah.
want to have some sort of identity when they've got nothing else.
Okay, what's your identity then, you little fucking baby?
That you like Jack White.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were going to fart.
No, I'm...
Jim farts on the mic.
He would just say
That's
guys
bullshit.
and then
What?
just go.
He'll say guys, and we'll just hear like... And then just... or something like that.
That's not fucking even slightly true.
He does.
You can do it on... Oh.
You dumb idiot. So, should we do movies now?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that many movies.
Yeah, you've already said
did it.
yours.
You already did it all.
You've seen 3 films. this
I
year.
did meme mine though, but I've only seen 2 films technically.
Have you only watched 2 movies this whole year?
Brand new movies. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 didn't come out this year, but I saw Infinity War. That's
You
it.
saw Mission Impossible this year?
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
Okay, that's definitely number on the bottom
Mm-hmm.
because the motorbike scene, fucking atrocious.
James is such an idiot. James's critical understanding is just
No,
like...
no, that movie was great. Not at all. That movie is.
The controller at his head.
Oh my god. I would have caught it out of the air anyway.
Okay.
Don't throw it though, because it'll just break the remote with a wall or something.
So far on my letterbox list, I have 40
keep it here.
films.
Can we just talk about the worst films of the year?
We can start there if you want.
These are all from this year, right? Go up a little bit.
Yes, they're all from this
There
year.
it is. There it is.
What is the worst one?
Worst film of the year.
What is it?
Deadpool 2. That film is fucking dog shit.
I'd
Okay.
agree with Jim on this
It's
one.
not the
is-
worst.
You haven't seen it.
No, I've seen Deadpool.
For reference, Deadpool 2 on my list out of the
Jurassic World came out
40,
this year.
the 40 films I've seen, Deadpool 2 is at 23. So right in the middle.
I've seen
It
that
doesn't
many
belong in
films.
the... I think it belongs...
Jim, it's not worse than the films.
It belongs
below-
alongside the
underneath
Meg.
it. It's right
No.
next to the Meg on my fucking list.
The Meg actually seemed funny. Deadpool just seems cringy.
This is the fucking thing. During The Meg, the Jason Statham Megalodon film, I laughed more times than in Deadpool.
So did I. We saw it together.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I laughed or how many times? I can't remember.
I laughed at least twice, which is more than Deadpool 2, where I laughed once.
At the Meg? No, I meant in Deadpool 2, how many times do you remember me laughing? Because
I remember
I can
you-
barely remember the movie.
I remember you laughing once when Deadpool stands up on his baby legs.
Hang on.
But I just thought that bit looked so bad. I was like,
When did
God damn, the CG is fucking
I like
atrocious.
absurd
when
stuff
did
like
Bright
that.
come out? Was that last
Bright
year?
was last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I just wanted to know that. Was all.
Deadpool 2 is not the worst film of the year, though.
It's better than
It's
that.
probably the most mediocre film of the year.
Yeah.
Which makes it the worst film of the year.
Yeah.
I'll give
No.
that.
It does
By
bother me when
definition of the
mediocrity is praised like the amount Deadpool 2 is. Trust me, in
Which
10 years
makes it-
time, when people go back to Deadpool and Deadpool 2, they're going to be not
They're
only
gonna
embarrassing, but they're
pretend
going to be
like
abysmal.
it. Because if you like those movies now, you're basically lying to yourself. This
That's
is
not-
funny.
Some people just have a different sense of humor, you know.
Some people are fucking morons.
Okay.
Some people
If
like
you like
Boarding House
Deadpool
Reach.
2, then just fucking take
Well, I
a
remember thinking,
long,
oh,
hard look at your life.
I remember thinking, the first one is way better, but then I rewatched that one. I was like, Christ.
Deadpool 1 is goddamn atrocious.
I gave them both a 3.
Yeah, and you're wrong.
You gave
You're
them a 1.
objectively, yeah. That's
did I give them?
generous.
2.5. You gave Deadpool
So
2
fa-
2.5.
yeah.
Let me find Deadpool. Surely you got it up there.
I've only got
Where's
Deadpool
Deadpool?
1 on this.
Okay,
Deadpool
Deadpool.
2.
You gave Deadpool a 1.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave that a 3.
Because I rewatched it. That's right. Yeah, I rewatched it after watching Deadpool 2 because it was on
Yeah.
Netflix.
I tried to rewatch
And I was
it,
embarrassed.
and
I was
just
actually
like,
embarrassed watching that
This is embarrassing.
film. Yeah.
And casting my mind back to Deadpool 2, it's like it's exactly the same.
Well, I'm gonna As long as Article 13 doesn't ruin everything on YouTube, I'll rewatch Deadpool 2 and talk about it in the superhero video.
I hate that movie.
We did see, I think, a worse cut of it though as well,
I saw the.
because there are two different cuts where like most of the jokes are different on the.
That's the one I
home
watched.
release.
So when you were like, I thought it was totally unfunny, and I watched, and I was like, oh, there were moments, and I was like, that was funny. I laughed at that, and I watched that cut, the long one or whatever, with more jokes or something.
My issue with Deadpool is that like it doesn't. It's kind of like Madagascar in a weird way, being real for a minute. As much as I fucking love Madagascar, the good bits about Madagascar are when it is absurd and basically has no rules, but it bogs it down when it tries to have that sort of emotional core, which doesn't work at all. And Deadpool is the same thing.
Because Deadpool, I was thinking, it's like the films don't even understand the source material or something. Because from my understanding of the source material is, Deadpool's just a cunt all the time, whatever. Doesn't give a fuck about anything or anyone, and that's it. But in the movies, there has to be a love interest for Ryan Reynolds to be sexy with.
Every scene where he takes
sell
off
his
the
brand.
mask and he's
Rubbish.
just like a different character.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not watching him for his emotional connections with people. I watch him for his violence
that
and
whole
being a dick.
thing in Deadpool 2 where he's like in his head or whatever or something, isn't he? He's trying to get to his dead wife or whatever.
Yeah, something
Those
like
are
that.
really shit. All those bits.
That's what I mean. It's probably out of fear because they'd have to be so creative to make such a sort of detached character like that work. So they try and anchor him in a story based around, the most obvious shit, the most formulaic shit that the film makes fun of another genre doing, but they do the same thing that they're making fun of anyway.
And do it worse in a lot of ways.
Anyway, don't want to keep talking about this fucking movie.
Another terrible dog shit
Oh no.
movie. Venom.
Oof.
No.
I think Jim and I are the only ones that saw that.
Yeah.
Another one that
a
people...
film I enjoyed more than Deadpool 2 because I'm pretty sure it was shorter.
No fucking way. Venom is so much worse than Deadpool 2.
Jim's just got an axe to fucking, what is it, an axe to grind? Is that the phrase?
An axe to
In my
grind.
head I was like, is it that? Jim's got an axe to grind.
There is no
for
fucking
Deadpool
way.
2.
No, Venom...
Jim will ignore all...
I found
He'll
Venom
deny himself.
funnier.
He will deny himself enjoyment to hate Deadpool 2
No, I don't
I didn't even
enjoy
find
these
Venom
movies.
funny.
That's why I hate when everyone's enjoying this thing and I'm like, how? I want to enjoy this, but it just sucks.
Difference is I can understand why people enjoy Deadpool.
enjoy anything.
I can't understand why people enjoyed Venom.
His favourite album is Boring House Reach.
Venom is funny because of how bad it is.
No, it's not. It's insulting. It's actually insulting to your fucking intelligence, that movie. I regret paying money to see it.
I saw a delete. I think it was.
It's not better than Deadpool. That was an exaggeration.
He's in a taxi and he's like talking to himself. And he's like, maybe if you stop being a dick, I'm an alien and I'm going to give you my alien knowledge.
The humour is so bad.
And I was just like,
I'm pretty sure when we
watching
went
that
to
on
see it at the
Instagram.
cinema though, people were just laughing.
People were laughing with it the whole time, and I heard people after it finished being like, that was actually really good.
Pretty clever.
People said the same thing.
But what? About Aquaman?
Yeah. I didn't...
Aquaman was genuinely funny though.
I think Aquaman is the best DC universe movie to come out.
Whatever.
What about Man of Steel?
It's better than Man of Steel.
What did you give Aquaman?
I don't know.
You gave it
Can't
2, I think.
So what did you give Man of
With
Steel?
2.5.
Did you give Man of Steel lower than that?
I don't know. I
I've
don't
not
know
seen
if I've
Aquaman,
even...
but like I think Man of Steel is a pretty alright, well-made film, you know?
Looking back at it, it ain't got heart. Aquaman got more heart.
Yeah, but Man of Steel is better than Aquaman. But
It's actually like a film
Aquaman's
that-
funnier.
Fucking Man
Aquaman's
of-
funnier, but it's also more impressive.
DC like have just sort of forgotten how to make films. They just don't know how to make a film.
They give their movie rights to the weirdest actors.
Hang on, we'll come back after these messages and continue these Angry Joe rants. So anyway,
My
yes.
life be like, ooh.
For reference, out of my 40 films, Venom is number 36. So one of my...
We're meant to be doing your top 5.
Yeah, but
All we
we're
talked about is
summarising
Venom, you
we're
mean
summarising the year.
Deadpool.
Right?
I know much more about like movies and games that came out this year than I do music.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. But
So I can talk about it more.
Yeah, my you've actually seen one of my lowest films, Show Dogs.
Show Dogs came out this year.
Yeah, man. That's why I wanted to make a video on it, because it seems so dated. Skyscraper.
I've got a special place in my heart for Skyscraper.
We did see that this year.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck.
That's so long ago.
That's my number 37 out of 40 worst film this year. It was funny though.
Better refer to my letterbox because I
It
don't
was
actually
funny.
remember what I watched. Again, I watched Solo, didn't I, as well this year?
Solo wins the award for most mediocre movie of the year, probably.
Yeah, that
That
movie kind of pisses me off.
pisses you off.
It's got some awful writing.
That it sucks that when I think of that movie, the only thing that pops into my head is that how he got his name thing.
What I think
I
of
hate
is,
that line so
You're
much.
alone? Well, you could be on Solo.
I think that is one of the worst. Like,
But
I hate that.
the
scene.
one that sticks in my head immediately is Chewbacca. Gonna have to shorten that down a little.
How about Chewie?
Yeah,
It's just like
I think the Solo one is worse than that one, but
yeah, no, it is worse, but it's still like just unnecessary.
totally. It's like, why don't you just have the characters start just saying it after they've been together for a while?
Yeah.
That's what people normally do. It's like, oh, your name's Jamie, right? And there wasn't a day where I came up to you and was like, Jamie's a bit of a mouthful. I'm going to start calling you Jim. It's the same shit. It's so dumb.
On the other hand, Ruben has a backstory for why he's called Teddy now. Because that was like a stop moment. Ruben's kind of a mouthful. I'm going to call him Teddy.
It's
It's the same amount of
just in a
syllables.
group chat one day, and it was just, we're calling you Teddy now. What? Why? And then you
The reason
told
it
me why,
stuck
but I
is
don't
because you were
remember.
so anti it.
The reason it
I
stuck
thought it
is
was
because when
stupid.
when I'm talking to Ruben on video games, I want to call him Ruben Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh. So it's actually a big compliment, really.
Yeah.
He was a bad president, though, wasn't he?
No. He had big fat
None of
juicy
us,
tits.
none of us have the education necessary to answer that question.
Okay, here's a film that I watched this year.
You know that this isn't a top 5 because it's been dead.
We're just doing ones. We're doing ones.
We
with
never
the-
established that it was even top 5s. Ruben's the only one who's done a top 5.
Because I just assumed it would be top 5. This always is, you know.
We're
Just gotta say
discussing,
something.
all right? We ain't conventional. We're
Well,
more
I'm
of
just
a
doing my.
nostalgia critic.
We're on the subject of
conventional.
films that we kind of have problems with or don't like.
Yeah.
At the moment. And we didn't talk enough about Solo, but I want to just toss The Incredibles 2 into this mixture because I am not.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I'm not into it. I thought there were loads of bits that were really boring, retreading the same ground.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's like kind of a
Pointless film.
but
There are
kind of
some
like
funny
a fart.
bits. There are some funny bits.
Mm.
It's mostly when Mr. Incredible is being a dad, and he's just tired all the time, and he's there's just I got problems with it, man. I thought it was boring.
I thought it was
too long.
fine.
And I get really fed up with the whole mind control, baddies thing. They don't know what they're doing. Like plot.
To me, it was kind of like the Monsters University to Monsters Inc. thing, where it's
Mhm.
like one's an inspired idea and the other's just like, well, I've got to make a sequel. Let's just kind of do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the whole, oh, does baby Jack have powers? It's established at the end of the first one that he has powers, but for some reason they're not.
They
aware.
don't see it though,
Didn't they?
No.
Yeah.
because it's as Syndrome stealing him, then his powers activate when he's in the air with Syndrome's holding him. And then the powers activate and he falls down as a normal baby.
Yeah.
So none of them see it.
Well, it just took a whole.
I think the biggest mistake that film took was continuing directly after the first film instead of doing a time jump to where all the
Yeah.
characters are in a different place.
Mhm.
Because it's like, it's that problem where the main character's already had his arc, so what do you do with him now?
Yeah.
We should
Well,
have
and the
been
villain
like Violet, the
from the
main
beginning
character or
was just
something.
like
The villain's the worst part of the movie, for
it's
sure.
fucking obvious.
Yeah, way too obvious.
They could have just made the villain not like something obvious. I don't want to reveal it because people will want to watch it still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, as far as superhero movies go, it was above average though.
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to think about it in terms of like, as a superhero movie, is this better than anything Marvel or DC is putting out? And it is sort of better than a lot of them. Like, you didn't see the newest Ant-Man. Oof. That was actually difficult to sit through, that film. Not
I
a
can't
fan.
sit through the first one.
The second one's even worse.
I left during the first Ant-Man, I think. We started watching it and I just left during, like years ago. I just left.
I did as well.
Because it's so
We were
boring.
watching it in Alex's room. I arrived
Yeah, I
late
remember.
and then was just like, I've tried watching it twice and it is.
The first Ant-Man is great compared to Ant-Man 2.
Ooh.
It's actually Ant-Man 2 is really low on my list. I thought it was a really bad film. Final shout outs for bad movies. That new Predator movie it pissed me off so much. I thought it sucked. And Ready Player One. I can't,
Ready Player One.
I can't not
That did come out
mention
this-
it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't not mention that film.
The film
'cause
sucks.
That's a movie I'd throw in with Deadpool 2.
That's
worse
way
than Deadpool 2.
Deadpool for me. Jesus.
I thought it was
I have them
worse.
on the same level.
Here's my thing. Things happen in Deadpool. Jokes happen. Ready Player One.
Deadpool 2.
Things
Sorry.
happen in a bad way. It's just, stuff. Okay.
Ready Player One pisses me off so much because I know how competent the director is as well. But the material is so bad. The story, I don't know if you guys have ever read anything or like excerpts
It sounds
from
terrible.
you can find like excerpts from the original book, and holy fuck, some of them are so embarrassing, like some of the things that happen in that story. But awful film. Cringy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Super
Really
cringy.
But Halo Spartans in it. Got to give it a 5 out of 5.
Ugly Spartans is the problem.
Spartans.
Mm.
Shit new Spartans.
Got to give it a 7 out of 5.
Got to give it a 1 out of 20.
Got to keep touching the side of my head.
And
Halo's cringe.
other hyper mediocre movie, Black Panther.
Did that come out this year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, fuck, I thought it was 2017. Oh,
No.
well, I hate Black Panther. I
Just
hate it.
before Infinity War, wasn't it? It was like a month or two before.
It's mediocre, boring. It's less than mediocre.
See, I don't hate that movie.
I think it's
fine.
boring. I think it's
I
got
don't
bad
hate.
effects.
It's that thing where it's like what you just said about Deadpool, where it's like, why does everyone love this so much?
Yeah. But with that, I can actually understand it.
I got major issues with Black Panther because it's got bad cinematography. Like
It's an ugly film.
Things that are just really bad.
I remember
It's
noticing it
really
when
ugly.
we saw it at the cinema. I was like, there was one shot I liked in the whole film. For
Mhm.
a film that is just mostly CG nonsense anyway, that's really bad.
And you just couldn't see anything in this one
Mhm.
action sequence right at the start, where he like jumps in as if it's like fucking Metal Gear Solid.
Oh,
Right,
that
right.
sucked. I was thinking about that scene the other day and why I don't think it works at all, where he jumps off the helicopter thing or whatever it is.
It's too fucking dark. I got a problem with that.
And it's that dissonance you have where the camera movements are linked to like something a camera could never do
Mhm.
for a start, to a CG character who just can do whatever he fucking wants in the world. It's not grounded by anything. If it was like a wide shot from really far away and you could see him sort of epically falling out of a helicopter or any other way, or the way like in Mission Impossible, where it's very clearly someone holding a camera following Tom Cruise as he falls. So your brain is like, oh, there's something about that kind of is real to me. I can understand why that works. But in Black Panther the whole time, I don't know if the director's just not very familiar with how to integrate sort of visual effects into a movie, but the whole film is like that. It's got that atrocious scene at the end. I don't think you even got to
No,
it.
I didn't get to the end. I sort of gave up around one of those. Around
Yeah,
that
the
was the
fight
last
scene.
scene I watched, and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
I
I
was very
watched-
bored when watching that
No,
one
yeah.
in the cinema.
I got a problem. I remember specifically with the what are those scene. Everything is
That's really
all the
early
set
on.
design is really shit.
Mhm.
It looks really shit. Because people are praising
Yeah, that's
that,
a big problem.
but it looks really cheap. And I
The
remember
whole
there's just
movie
loads
looks
of
cheap.
It's
because
that
they
clash
had
where it's like
CG
for
artists doing
the
everything.
design of that world to work, it would have to have a really strong sort of color palette and style
Mhm.
to it. But
everything's lit bad.
but it has to fit into that Marvel movie. You know, all has to be shot with the same type of cameras and look the same way. And there's that. It's just off with how wacky that universe is.
Do you find it kind of annoying that like these African dudes way early on got like super high tech stuff, and the weapons and stuff they design are shields?
Or like bugs and stuff. Their vehicles are like.
Yeah, but like their weapons are like swords and spears.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It doesn't make any sense.
if they were progressing past us, they'd be using guns and like have nukes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's just comic book dumb. But imagine like if that film was presented in a in a flashy way like Into the Spider-Verse, that universe could actually be interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest issues was with it. It's how it looks.
From the bad movies, we can go over to the good movies.
No, I'm not done yet. I got one more thing to say about Black Panther.
But Alex just brought up Into the Spider.
No, hang on. Because I got to say about that, what are those things? Everything is really lit really badly. Everything looks really flat and nothing. Really just, okay. Everything's just sort of a flat sheet of nothing. And the editing sucks. I noticed some really weird cuts where I was like, why did you cut there? That took a bit too long. And I was just cutting to like the same angle. They just go from like here to there.
And there was
here to here, but
that really unimpressive fake one that they do in that sort of like casino. That was embarrassing.
I didn't see
The CG.
I couldn't do it. I thought that film was
Really?
just so bad.
That's like a third into the movie.
I just fucking hated it. I think I watched half an hour. Give up.
I thought it was fine. Anyway,
Spider-Verse
Good
you wanted
movies.
to bring up? Yeah, let's go into the good now. We've
It's
we've
just
ranted on.
it's just incompetent.
might be my favorite movie of the year.
Into the Spider-Man.
Yeah, Into Spider-Man.
That's currently my number 5.
It looks so damn good.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the best animated movies, like visually ever.
Mm-hmm.
The plot is heartwarming and fucking cool.
Spider-Man had a bumper year, that's for sure.
An incredible year. All the actors were fucking really good. The only downside was the occasional bit of music they used.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was like...
Hey, Sunflower's a great song.
I'm not saying...
There's another one that's...
Yeah,
Yeah. Once
they
you
used
see it, you'll understand.
a bunch of songs in the movie, but I enjoyed the film so much. I almost Abe Simpson exploded my bladder so I could sit through it at the cinema.
Yeah. That was one where the crowd was loving it and were enjoying it, and I was there with them enjoying it as well.
It's so goddamn charming,
Mm-hmm.
yet it plays your heartstrings like a banjo.
God damn.
That's
Well-
the exact thing I feel whenever I watch Tokyo Drift.
I watched Die Hard in the cinema. Like about
The original?
a week ago.
I'm
Or Die
jealous.
Hard 5.
Watched the first Die Hard film. It was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome.
That movie is incredible.
Just time for Crimbo.
Mm-hmm. I actually do have a list of 5 films.
Go through yours
I
then.
could just tear through it because you don't have a list.
I do have a list, but...
I suppose you do, but I made a list. I'll go from 5 to 1. I didn't watch as many films this year as I should, so he was kind of scraping it together. Number 5, Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 was number 3, Upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 was Mission Impossible Fallout. And number 1, well, howdy, it's about a Buster Scruggs.
Mm-hmm. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is my number 1 as well at the moment.
Boy.
Very, very good.
Boy.
But
They're awesome at writing.
I watched
Favorite directors, probably.
I watched for the first time just a few days ago.
Is he going to say Burn After Reading?
Burn After Reading.
Because I saw that.
Oh, had you never seen it?
recently.
I'd never seen it.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Fucking hell, it's so good.
Yeah.
And then I watched The Big Lebowski a couple hours later.
Oh, did you?
It's like their writing capabilities are...
Every time I watch The Big
mind-melting.
Lebowski, I spot something new. It's awesome.
It was amazing watching a Coen Brothers, like a conventional movie, because Ballad of Buster Scruggs is not
Mm-hmm.
conventional movie by any means.
No.
Just watching their movie start to finish, it's an
joyous.
odyssey.
Yeah.
So fucking good. And The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is no different. Fucking great movie.
And of course, coming off the back of Red Dead 2, it was like,
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
Just what
Clever,
I wanted. Because they all felt like Red Dead like characters and side quests.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah, that was great. Any other honourable mentions of movies? I saw a bunch.
I'd like to say Mission Impossible. Seeing that at the cinema was
Yeah,
such an experience.
Yeah, seeing that film at the cinema was my favourite experience of the year.
Yeah. That and Die Hard are like, because, Die Hard came out, it's like Die Hard of now, just fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I haven't seen a movie in the cinema that's given me this sort of adrenaline
Yeah.
shot like any other. It's a once in a
James
lifetime
keeps
experience.
fucking looking at me.
When that skydiving scene with the
Mhm.
music going, and it's just like it feels like you're falling. It's fucking.
Yeah, it's definitely that's how it's meant to be seen,
Whoa.
for sure.
I think it's an action movie masterpiece.
You haven't
Speaking of,
seen Tokyo Drift fully then?
Anyway,
it's atrocious.
What?
I had a great time. If we're just talking about experiences in the cinema, the Avengers was
Yeah.
awesome. There was like
Yeah.
a palpable atmosphere in the room.
The guy, my friend I was sat with,
I know I saw
Um,
it, and I've got nothing
had
to
someone
add to it.
behind him, this girl who was obviously like just a fucking moron. Who was like, oh no, and like responding to the film, like kicking his chair, like whoa, whenever anything would happen, kicking his fucking chair.
It's quite annoying.
I didn't even know.
Might be as excited as you want, but you don't have to, externalize it like that in the same way.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty lame of her doing that.
Yeah.
You mixed up the genders there. You said he was kicking his chair.
Oh.
And he's saying her.
Well, my friend, he was sat next to me, and she was kicking his chair.
Okay, now it makes sense. Now the viewers know what is actually went on
The
that
girl
day.
in the cinema was kicking my friend's chair when we were trying to enjoy Marvel's Avengers Infinity War.
Annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
That film's great. I've seen it 3 times, I think.
Really?
I forgot that was
Mm.
this year.
Yeah. I
Because it was so early on, February.
I
think it
also
was.
think the fact that it was released on
Oh.
Netflix,
My list has changed.
you
really-
stop thinking that it's
that it's even new, but
Yeah.
it does it a disservice.
probably does, yeah.
I reckon that would be a great film to see in the cinema.
It would, with that soundtrack and
No, my
the
list
crazy
changed,
visuals.
So now it's Annihilation 3, Upgrade 5.
Okay.
Avengers stays the same. There we go.
Fair.
What was in your 5 spot before?
Mandy.
No.
Mm.
Mandy's now an honourable mention. Not that we're even doing top 5s, but it just helps me. I made a list of 5 things and was there we go for each thing. We've got to move on to games soon. We've only got long. We haven't got long until we hit.
Let's just quickly shout out, because I've seen it on Alex's screen here, Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, Isle of
not
Dogs is
even
one of my
seen that.
faves of the
Sorry,
year.
do you say you love dogs?
I love that place in London. Nice place in London, actually.
That movie's beautiful. That movie's funny.
Soundtrack's awesome.
The animated puppies in the movie almost made me cry because of how great they are.
And the pug. The Tilda Swinton pug is amazing.
Yeah. The character design,
Mhm. Animation, amazing.
the animation is.
What is that? Is that some kind of code? What? You trying to? You saying you don't like black people or something?
I would never say such a thing.
Ask James if he would.
Sorry, I'm
Or
not
don't.
racist.
You should see First Man, Ruben. I feel like that's a movie for you.
Yeah.
All the space
Son
stuff.
of Man.
Son of First Man in. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about going to the cinema to see it. I remember. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's currently in my top 10. I still have a bunch of films I haven't seen yet. I still got to catch up on.
Charmidi
but
returns to Marvel. Is this the episode of this?
First Man
It's
wasn't
not
Marvel.
true.
You don't get it.
Anyway. I think those are the main ones I want to mention for now.
Yeah.
Hereditary I really liked as well. And
Let
First
me see
Reformed.
if there's any in my one though. I'm good.
You liked Upgrade, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. That
The
was a
action
very
scenes
fun
were fun
movie.
as well.
There's one scene in the whole movie that kind of bogs it down, and that's like the bathroom scene
I don't
where he
even
turns
remember.
into Deadpool for like 3 seconds, then it's back to normal.
Oh yeah,
It's
that was
really
weird.
strange.
Yeah, I forgot about
Just like Mission Impossible, where he falls off a motorcycle, and moors across the floor for about 5 miles.
that. What?
James
Anyway.
is a dum-dum.
He is a dum dum.
Okay, I guess.
This fucking
the
this fucking dude likes Tokyo Drift.
I like it because it's got
No.
Mazda RX-7 in.
That's stupid.
Sucks so hard, man.
I know it's a bad
Did you
movie.
know about video games?
Yeah, I was gonna
What's
say.
the best game of the year, guys?
I think Jim.
Spider-Man!
No,
Well, it's not Spider-Man.
it's not Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man.
It's not God of War either.
It's got not got
Well, this is
War.
the debate. It's between God of War and Red Dead.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
There's arguments to be made for both.
Yeah. I think
Absolutely there is.
the general consensus is God of War. I think it won IGN's Game of the Year. It won the Game Awards Game of the Year.
I think it's a much easier game to say that it's perfect when it's not. I mean, even if you look at the videos,
It's not about Game of the Year. Isn't about perfection though.
No. Well, I mean, compared to one another, it's just an opinion thing.
Yeah.
But it's hard to put into words. I mean, God of War is much more conventional in the way it is impressive.
It's impressive because it's doing something we've seen before very well.
One of the most impressive things about it though is that it's got a good story and it's a video game.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like
That's the first fucking hurdle with video games. Have
Yeah.
a good story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like both Red Dead and God of War
definitely.
with what you're actually doing in the game actually complements the story, which is rare.
The thing with God of War is that it's much more consistent.
What do you mean?
What you're doing in the game,
Because the game is God of War is always fun to play. That's why people like it so much.
yeah, that's it's not about being fun though. It's just like what you're doing is consistent.
It's
either-
easily accessible constantly.
Yeah, you're fighting or you're exploring, like just going to a place to do a little puzzle for a chest, or you're watching a cutscene.
It's fairly linear exploration from what I've seen.
Yeah.
It's like here's an area and you just kind of know what you're looking for already when you're there.
Whereas Red Dead, it's apart from the actual mission design of the campaign, it's so open.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think that the most impressive thing Red Dead 2 does is it actually manages to tell a good story in a fucking open world game.
People sucked Breath of the Wild's dick, right?
Mm-hmm.
For being so open.
Mm-hmm.
And then Red Dead's open. Breath of the Wild doesn't even have a story. And
That's the thing, I think.
It's got really annoying systems in it.
What, in Red Dead 2?
Well, both have annoying things, but I think Breath of the Wild is more annoying because of weapons breaking. But we don't want to talk about that because that's 2017. But I'm just thinking about it because it's again, I was like, about when it came out.
I think
I think even if God of War had come out that year, the same year as Breath of the Wild, people would still have just been because it was Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
It was Zelda, she's good, mate.
I think the difference there is because Red Dead has that campaign where honestly the mission design isn't great.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's GTA 4 levels of fine, but with actual checkpoints.
But think about this, right? Breath of the Wild doesn't even have like campaign.
But
missions,
that's why people like it.
I guess
Because it's just like
My issue with I haven't played Breath of the Wild, but I've seen a lot of it. It's like the story. It does have cutscenes and it does have voice acting, and it's so bad.
that's the worst.
It would be better if it just wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
And it was more, took a step
Yeah.
even further back.
No,
I
I
just
agree.
I take an
Anyway.
issue with people not treating games fairly. Just giving that game a pass because it's that game. But no, Rockstar, when they do something, if they do something that people don't quite like, it's like Rockstar shit. What the fuck are they doing? GTA 5, that's a bad game. GTA 4 is better. You can throw bricks in that game, so it's better. That's
just
a real
triggered
argument.
James,
It's
by
a
the way.
real argument.
The critiques of Red Dead.
Wait, well, how's that triggered me? My only criticism is that people don't dislike Red Dead for the reasons they dislike GTA 4. When
No,
Explain.
No, people
that you are
dislike Red Dead Redemption 2 for the reasons they like GTA 4.
yeah.
GTA 4 is like, here's all this fucking bullshit you've got to do.
Yeah, you can pick up, just like you said, you can pick up bricks, and apparently that means future Rockstar games are bad because you can't do this completely pointless
But then Red Dead
features.
Redemption 2 has all these things in it you can do.
I've seen
But it didn't take away from the other
I've seen a
things in it,
lot
man.
of stuff
Yeah.
online. The whole criticism of GTA 4 is it was so realistic. They focused on realism to a point where simple things was not fun. That is the same with Red Dead 2. Hitting a tree with a car in GTA 4, fly off. Hitting a tree with a horse in Red Dead
People
Redemption 2
love
is
that
the-
in GTA 4 though.
It's
I
just
love that,
ridiculous,
yeah,
like-
but loads of people don't. And
But there's an actual mechanic in Red Dead 2 where if you understand how the game works, then that will never happen to you ever.
Also, horses are actually easier to control than the cars in GTA 4.
I do think it's
Terrible.
interesting. The people who say GTA 4 is better than 5, but don't like Red Dead Redemption 2 because it's boring.
That's the thing. I like the fact that Red Dead doesn't give a shit about how you want to play it in terms of like, it's not instant gratification all the time, and it's like, no, look, you play our game by our rules,
And you'll be rewarded maybe if you enjoy it.
Yeah, and if you like this kind of thing, then stick with it, and you will have the most immersive experience of any game can offer you.
Because yesterday I was talking to my friends at the pub, and one of them he hadn't finished Red Dead Redemption 2, it turns out. He hadn't played the fucking prologue.
Oh, right.
He considers it, he considers what he did finish. He took a break and it was like,
All right.
I was like, you've got to play the prologue because that's the rest of the game.
It's quite literally not finished.
Yeah, it's just not finished.
Mm-hmm.
But he was saying he started Assassin's Creed Odyssey and he was like, oh, it's so great, it's so good. And I was just thinking, it's because the game is like, you killed someone, you have some points and the controller vibrates and you level up and you get a gold weapon now.
It's not to like devalue that kind of fun.
No, because that's fine.
It's a different experience.
Games provide you that kind of Call of Duty. I was thinking, I don't have anything against it because games provide you that kind of thing. Rainbow Six, I headshot someone and that's like for like a second. Yeah, fucking killed you.
The difference is you can have an Odyssey. There are countless of them every year.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was the same. It's like comfort food.
Yeah.
It's not reinventing the wheel. It's just nice.
Spider-Man just did it really well from the sound of it.
Yeah,
It's another one that did
mostly,
it really well. Yeah.
But Red Dead 2 is special. You don't get games like that
Anymore,
fucking ever really.
Yeah.
We had the last one we got was Red Dead 1 of that kind of quality and that kind of consistency.
I bet there were people that had problems with Red Dead 1 back in the day. Said it was boring.
Yeah, I remember people saying it was
I thought
boring.
it was kind
and
of
stuff.
boring when I was a kid, you know.
Yeah,
Because
you got it and then sold it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like
Because you
myself and my brother like went on it. And I only put like a $5 in. He spent more on it. That was it. We went and got it once in Argos
right
when it came out.
Well, it's weird because GTA has such that all-encompassing. It can really appeal to anyone. Where Red Dead is inherently way more niche because it's
But people
it's a western.
expect it to be like GTA because it's Rockstar and it's open world.
And then I think it's okay as all the decisions they made for that game feed into their design choice.
But Bethesda, you know, it's not to rag on them. I'm using Fallout and the Elder Scrolls series as, you know, they're two things they have and they make them. I didn't like Fallout for a long time. Didn't like it at all. I just didn't care about playing Fallout. I mean, it doesn't help that Fallout 3 is a piece of shit and Fallout New Vegas is a piece of shit.
It's argy. Fallout New Vegas is argy. Just beautiful, but fucking shit.
You think Argy's beautiful? I think it's a little shit.
Yeah.
New Vegas is really ugly, but has good things underneath.
The opposite of argy then.
Yeah.
Sorry, argy.
I do have more I want to say, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I'd
I
quite
got
like to keep going.
I got time.
Well,
No, honestly, I've been thinking about it a lot. I think
My plans have shifted, by the way.
no piece of media from 2018 has resonated the same way Red Dead has for me.
No, I
I felt a lot of
completely
things
agree.
playing the game.
I,
I'd never played anything like it.
It's honestly a marvel to me how they managed to achieve what they did with that
It's
game.
like not really even playing a game by, you know, the understanding that we've had for forever.
I described it in the video as being like playing a full season or like 3 seasons of a TV show with like the best writing, but with the production value of a movie. And I can't remember the other bit I said, but it's
And
like
you have
combining
infinite Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Yeah. It's combining all the best things of all these different settings and gameplay and all this and that.
Gamer fuel.
And the music and everything just comes together so well.
I watched you play some of it earlier, and I was just thinking, like, wow, this is so well presented. It's ridiculous.
It's
just
it's
sitting
astonishing.
just sitting back and watching somebody else play it instead of you doing it sometimes. I started just looking around at the horizon and shit because, you know, you can have the time with your eyes. And I was just looking at things like, wow, there is so much here. There's so much going on.
It is the best looking game of all time.
Yeah.
For now, yeah.
In terms of realistic
Yeah.
graphics and things, yeah. You know, obviously
Without a
some
doubt.
people would be like, I like how Wind Waker looks because I like that art style or something, you know.
I just
saying.
it's the narrative and characters that really do it for me.
Yeah.
I haven't felt this way about a game since Mass Effect 2.
Really?
Yeah.
They're such fucking real people. And even then, the way Mass Effect 2 does characters is kind of, it's a little bit robotic.
It's way more video gamey.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when I was playing it today, and you were watching, I just went
Yeah.
into the camp, and two characters who I'd never seen interact before
Hosea
just
and
had a
Bill.
conversation.
Hosea
Yeah,
and
the
Bill.
thing is, I'm doing my second playthrough as well, and there is so much in the game that even they don't expect you to see all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they
but-
just know it. They don't mind.
But that's not the point. It's so that everywhere you go and everything you look at doesn't draw away from any other bit.
Mm-hmm.
It all feeds into this thing of immersion, pretty much.
Painting a perfect picture.
Yeah.
Painting a full picture.
Because there's this thing. It's basically a whole side quest that I never came across in the game, and I don't know if you guys did. But there's these pig farmers, and they invite you in for dinner,
Yeah, I saw them.
and then they drug you.
Yeah, I did.
You
found
did
them.
that.
Yeah.
I just never saw that.
I knew what was. Argy.
Sorry, continue.
The moment I saw them, I knew what was going to be going on. I was like,
Mhm.
I don't trust you people. But obviously, you do it anyway.
Yeah, but then there's also the fact that you can leave like at any point,
Mhm.
or just not do it,
I did it.
intentionally
Yeah.
ignore it. It's like
Yeah. But what was strange, and again, and the game, after they drug you, you know, you could just not be able to find your way back to where
Yeah.
it was. I managed to because I don't know. I recognized something. I left my horse over there, so I ran towards my horse because I was
Mhm.
like, there it is. And then you burst in there like a spirit of vengeance with two double barrels because that's all I had on me. Because
Yeah.
my horse was fucking blown. It was great. That was a real moment for me. Like that was fucking awesome.
The interesting about that one is it's a reference to real life. A literal
Yeah,
the
they
same
were
type of thing.
serial
Like
killers or
couple
something, yeah.
who like did that shit in the cowboy
They're a
times.
weird brother and
Really?
sister, aren't they, or something?
yeah, they're incestuous.
Yeah.
And that's like the attention to detail in that game will never ever
But-
be matched.
It's fully voiced and everything. There's cutscenes
Hmm.
that you'll never see
Mhm.
if you don't happen to stop by that house. And it's just like that effort into the most minute details.
There are amazing stories.
It's
in it that
unbelievable.
You could just miss.
But
Yeah, you could just straight up miss.
for me, it's Arthur Morgan that holds it all together.
Yeah.
It's my favorite character from any video game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Ever.
he's up there.
He just he feels like a person.
yeah.
You never for a moment like think that you're playing a video game. He just exists. He is a person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he's up there with Geralt as well.
It's got a
Just because The Witcher 3 is a bit older, it feels more like a game sometimes. But Geralt always feels real. Geralt always feels like he's there. I mean, Commander Shepard's a weird one because
He
he
doesn't
can
count.
be-
He's just a
just a thing, a vessel for
Yeah,
you to.
a vessel.
Yeah.
which is fine.
I'd say Red Dead 2 is the best game since The Witcher 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that.
but it's going for something completely different.
Yeah,
is the thing.
and I'm not saying they're similar, but in terms of the quality of a game and the amount of
Yeah.
effort put into a game by such
Mhm.
a huge team.
It'll be interesting to see if Cyberpunk is able to like match Witcher and actually.
I reckon it will.
Yeah.
Should be
But,
interesting.
They're one of the only other people who have the position Rockstar have, which is just infinite time and money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But talking about other games,
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was only our best game.
yeah,
Other games came out this year.
we all that was all our number
That's
one.
why. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why for me it's just not even a question.
I might be a hater, but even I can appreciate just how insane that game is. I just haven't had the time.
It's
to
just that
invest
there
in
are
it.
certain tracks on the. That's what really did it to me. Is going through the best songs from the game on like YouTube,
Mhm.
and each one of them is so strongly linked to moments and memories and really emotional beats in the game, and it's like fucking Christ. It's just so impactful. It left such an impression on me. But nothing else did.
I think the reason I prefer it to God of War though is that when I play God of War, it's practically identical to when you went through it. Apart from one of us is going to be better at the combat than the other. There's not. You don't put your own stamp on it. Like my Arthur had a different facial hair, different clothes.
You play differently as well.
I
'cause
play
Alex
completely
was bad.
differently.
See, that doesn't really come into it for me because I'm fine with just a group of people coming together and saying, look, this is the story we want to tell, and this is why it's worth telling.
I'm not saying one is better than the other. It's just personal preference. But for me, I like
When
to
it
be able
comes to a
personalise.
video game, that does, I guess, make it stand out a bit more.
Yeah.
That kind of choice.
Whereas
So-
God of War does something that really pisses me off in video games with like the way your character looks, the armor. Certain things are better than others.
Right.
And you have to wear the ones that you might think look lame, but they're going to give you a gameplay advantage, so you're going to use it. Destiny does it.
Mass Effect 2 did it. Mass Effect 2 and 3 both did it.
Yeah.
I found myself just on that note in Mass Effect 2 and 3 always wearing what I liked the most. I was like, that looks cool.
Yeah,
I'm wearing it. I just didn't care.
In those kind of games,
yeah, you can get away with it, but in God
you
of
sort
War,
of just
want to.
I'd put the difficulty down in favour of looking the way I wanted, but
Yeah,
in God
I
of
think
War,
that's something.
the combat is so fun
Mm-hmm.
that you want to challenge yourself.
That's one of the big problems with Bethesda games. the game always ends
Yeah.
the same way. You can't change it because it's just that type of power index type thing, which is good about Red Dead, 'cause that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
You can look like a bloody gypsy online with no clothes on. You're going to be the same as any other player.
James is just racist again.
Yep, James hates the gypsies.
No.
Oh,
because-
gypsies are race.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to call them that. You have to call them travelers or something.
I'm not being
Something like
racist.
that, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Anyway, what's another game that isn't Red Dead or God of War?
James's game of the year, Spider-Man.
I didn't play Spider-Man. You talked about Spider-Man.
It's
a
not
fair
the
bit
game of
now.
the year, though.
I don't want to hear
Easily
about any more
not,
Spider-Man.
definitely not.
I've had enough
Smash
of it.
Bros.
Yeah, that's
Smash Bros. I
Smash
played
Bros.
it. I've actually played it. Incredible.
It's
Great game.
It's the best Smash Bros.
It's the
Yes.
best party game ever made. It's
Yes,
the best
yeah.
social fucking.
The other day,
fuck a Mario
what other
Party.
game has brought all of us and like Matt in?
At what point has there been us all kind
Halo
of just
3.
like
Which was over a decade ago.
Yeah.
that hasn't though?
It's not a
The
party
Halo
game in
Reach,
the same way.
We played, but it wasn't a party game, no, but we played it together a lot. Well, not a lot.
Like I
There
don't
is
like
something-
fighting games.
There's something so pure about a game everyone can play in the same room.
I love absolutely, and I love the thing where like people
Come on.
gravitate towards certain characters, and then,
Like all of us have a completely different playstyle,
yeah,
and we all have our favorite characters, and it's so much fun. And the roster is just
I'm really getting mine
ridiculous.
down now. I'm getting my main down. Getting.
I don't have a main.
I've only fought Alex once.
I feel like I've played the game more than you, and like I didn't even have the game.
I've just been so busy.
I
making
played
videos.
crappy lame. I played the fucking spirit mode thing, which I'm not keen on.
Mm.
The thing is, yeah, there's no like spirit mode in it, but it's just I don't care. I don't care about that.
I haven't played it, so I can't say.
I
As long
played
as
it.
Smash,
Didn't really like
Smash is good, like
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, the thing
It's-
is Smash. Yeah, is excellent.
It's like infinite content, because as long as there is a Smash game, you can jump on it and have fun.
hmm
Like
Yeah.
with your buds.
Well, I thought that I'd never get another Smash game again because I didn't realize the Switch was going to be what it
Yeah,
was.
I thought I was done with
'Cause
Smash.
So I
forever.
really didn't want to buy
I
a
thought the
Wii U.
The Wii U was going to be like it.
I really thought I was done with Smash. I thought, well, Smash Brawl, that was my
But it's
Smash.
it's just so convenient and accessible,
Mm-hmm.
and just getting controllers
and
in and
yeah,
everything's so
The
good.
Switch is actually good. That's it.
The Switch is awesome. It's got the best UI of any of the consoles.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Some of the best games.
yeah, it's a fucking awesome console. I can't believe how much of a 180 they've done.
Console of the year.
Yeah,
I'd
easy.
say. Yeah,
easy.
by a long shot.
You think on the subject of that, if you think when did the Switch come out? What in the
Last
the
year.
So you're thinking the Xbox One came out 4 years before that, and that the actual Xbox One is a dog shit console which can't even play modern games anymore, and the Switch same
What are you talking
generation.
about?
What do you know what I'm talking about?
What do you mean?
We can play.
stock
We
Xbox
just
One,
we all played Red Dead on it.
Yeah, but
the
the thing
stock
is
Xbox One
about the
can't play
stock
things.
Xbox One is people have this expectation that I'll buy a fucking £400 console in 2013 and it won't depreciate in quality and value by 2018.
That's
It's
just
been 5
misunderstanding
fucking years.
technology.
You know, you have a computer, you can't really do that unless you bought some really high-end shit for that computer in that year. Then it'll
Yeah,
probably
it's
be
a
fine for
given
long.
that
So yeah, people
because
just,
of the way technology gets better,
You
just
just-
exponential. It
Yeah.
just-
And games
Gets
by the
them
end of a
involved.
console's life cycle are always way more intensive than ones at
Yeah.
the beginning.
You
Which
just have
is-
to accept that you're gonna have to buy a new Xbox. James.
I mean, getting
no,
that.
no, that's not my point.
James
I'm saying
is
that.
upset because Forza doesn't run
No,
on
what I'm
its
saying is
Xbox.
it only makes the Switch look better because it's come out on the latest parts where it's good. It's just
Mm.
not gonna aid.
Because
as poorly as the other ones.
Nintendo, they're just the best at making games.
Yeah, but if
that-
you look at like
yeah.
what just on that, like Wolfenstein 2 is on the fucking Switch. I can't imagine that looks better than it does on an Xbox
No.
or a PlayStation. It's just sort of how it is. But Nintendo games will always look good because they have like strong art direction and visual style and design.
They're
and
the
it's
one
Nintendo
game
doing it.
company that doesn't rely on hardware. They
Yeah.
developer. They rely on creativity.
The Switch though, the hardware is fucking ingenious. It turns into like a 3DS.
No,
not
it's
an
like
actual-
holding a Game Boy Advance. That's what I
Yeah,
keep thinking.
it
This is a
turns
fucking-
into a portable console.
You know, I had a Game Boy Advance when I was like
Yeah.
6, and the screen was smaller than my phone
Yeah.
screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole thing was bigger than my phone, and
Yeah.
the screen was smaller. Mad.
Shout out to the Switch, man.
Shout out
Awesome
to the
console.
Switch.
so good. Let me just check.
It has been a really great year for games, though.
Number 3, game. Because we've gone, oh, that's horrible. That's just horrible. But only we played this.
I
played it together.
just looked at the same thing.
A Way Out.
What a blast!
That was great.
It was so much fun.
It was really creative as well in its
Yeah,
the way the story actually ends up.
it's the only indie game out of all the games we've listed so far.
What are you talking about? Red Dead Redemption was an indie game.
It's just fucking cheeky fun.
Cheeky fun.
It's cheeky fun.
With a surprisingly compelling story and cast.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the characters is voiced by someone who's not American and isn't
Yeah,
very
he's
good
European.
at it, but
It's pretty weird. But even then, like,
he's got heart. He puts heart in it.
yeah, the whole game has heart.
Because it's developed. He was one of the developers, and he's just a voice actor, I think,
Yeah.
in it. That's it.
Or it's the developer's brother.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Do you remember the guy at the Game Awards last year? That he's just like started swearing and shit right next to the main dude, Jeff Keighley.
Oh, wasn't that him?
And yeah,
Yeah, that
it
was the
it
guy.
was the developer
Yeah.
of the game. He was like so confident. I'm glad it paid off.
Mm-hmm. Good old game. That can't really say too much because some of the things I like about it most are very spoilery.
Yeah.
But I would recommend A Way Out for some. You got to have a
If
friend.
you have a friend,
yeah, which you
and
probably
only
don't if
one
you watch Jar
friend,
Media.
you have to have only one friend because you can't play it with more.
Yeah,
But you have to at least have one friend because you have to have.
and you
a
got to
friend
finish
play
it together.
So you can't actually play it by yourself.
Can't.
Wow.
Got to play with somebody.
That came out this year, didn't it?
It's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Like, there are like complaints you can have for it, but it's just like.
Yeah.
whatever.
Another one that I remember somebody who I see on Twitter a lot complaining about it. But this dude thinks GTA 4 is fun because you can throw bricks. So it's like,
Are there any more games?
I really want to play Guacamelee 2.
Yes. That's a one.
And
two.
Celeste.
So at number 4 of games in 2018, we have Halo 3. And
Yep.
at number 5 we have Minecraft.
Yep,
Because
two solids.
I only played 3 games this year that I think are deserving of a spot in like my top games. 'Cause I did
Horizon 4. It just it
Horizon
makes
4,
the
Horizon-
form
Oh, yeah.
of it
I played that.
Horizon
better.
4 isn't what I'm like. I
No.
don't think of that as
No,
like
because
my top 5.
it's
'cause
not that type of game.
No.
It's just
It's good, though.
that constant that's constantly evolving, and I don't know how they do it. They're making the formula fucking better each time.
And
Yeah, it's just really
what
good.
else was there? I played Far Cry 5 and I thought that was
Monster Hunter World was this year, and I hate that game.
Not a good
Really
game.
do not like
I
it.
played it a fair bit, but don't really care for it until now. I got fed up with it.
Battlefield 5, pretty fun multiplayer.
Very fun. Far Cry 5, I think, is okay, but it's just a Far Cry game, you know?
Yeah. It's better than Far Cry 4, worse than Far Cry 3. That's what
Yeah.
I'd say. Fallout 76.
Was
Just narrowly missed my top 5
it-
games.
at least there is a definitive worst game.
Yeah.
That's the worst game I've played in years. Because I'll happily invest in a bad movie because it's just like an
Mhm.
hour and a half,
And
2
everything
hours gone.
around it, everything surrounding Fallout 76 is
Mhm.
horrible as well.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna say it. We already know Game of the Year next year. Best Game of the Year next year.
what? Last of Us 2 or something? I don't even know when that's out.
No, Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah.
That's guaranteed.
I hope it is good.
It's not guaranteed,
I
but
do hope
100%
it's good.
guaranteed.
I hope it's really good.
Dark Souls Remastered came out this year.
Yeah,
Shit game.
but it's Dark Souls Remastered.
I love it. I love Dark Souls.
Yeah, but
One of my favorite franchises of all time.
it looks worse than Dark Souls 1 in some
It
ways.
looks
though.
fucking shit.
Dark Souls Remastered looks worse than the original in a few ways, and I was a bit like,
is it like the Halo 1 HD thing?
It's way
yeah, no, it's not like that. But
there's way less effort put into it than that though. It was
Yeah.
obviously just done in one afternoon.
yeah, like, some of the
The lighting's fucked.
it's
That's the
just
only thing
missing
It's
certain.
it does look worse, I would
yeah,
say.
it's missing its ambiance.
Yeah,
and
it-
its atmosphere a bit.
It's disappointing, but I mean, certain textures do look objectively better.
Mhm. But others look even worse.
But
You
it's
can
not
see them
worth
in
it.
higher
It's,
resolution.
it's the same with Halo Anniversary, though, isn't it? Where all the textures are better, but the
The-
lighting and mood and everything is in
There
the
are
art
textures
direction.
in Dark Souls Remastered where, because the resolution is now higher, you
They
can
look
just
worse.
see how shit certain things were.
Mm.
Just really badly tessellated things from a distance. You're like, that doesn't look very good. That was better when
Bit
it
of
was
a half
blurry.
job.
Yeah,
They should have gone in
Yeah.
on that, I reckon.
No,
Shame.
I wish they had, but I mean, Dark Souls 1 is a fucking masterpiece. It's such a goddamn good game.
Which is why it deserved the full treatment.
Dark Souls 3 is better.
No, I agree. But
Yeah.
it doesn't... It's a better game, but it's not the same.
There's something
You
about
know?
that first one.
It's more impressive.
There's so much
First one?
mystery in Dark Souls 1
Yeah.
because they didn't quite know yet,
Nobody knew.
and no one knew. But Dark Souls 3, you start to have expectations. You're like, I've seen this kind of thing before.
Mhm.
I know how they're going to design this area. You kind of start to just understand.
Yeah,
the
you
way they
see
do things.
the blips on the radar, if you will.
Anyway, that was the
In
list.
before next year, these two Game of the Year is the new Dark Souls.
That was Listcast right there. Listcast 2018.
The ninja one.
Shout out to Better Call
Shakira.
Saul as well.
Shakira.
Shakira, sorry. Shakira. Shadows die. Thrice.
Shakira booties shake
Nice.
thrice. Nice, yeah.
So
Booty shaped nice. Have good Christmases, everybody.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Should we tell them?
One bit.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Jar Media Podcast. This was probably the worst cast of the year. Thank you for watching.
Retweet
We'll
that.
catch you on the next Angry Joe show. Angry Joe loves
not telling you,
beans
we've
with
decided.
proof.
We're not telling you.
Also, watch BoJack and Better Call Saul.
Don't watch it, they're not that good.
And-
BoJack's
and
a bit
Ozark.
edgy.
That shit's
Yeah, I
good.
haven't seen Ozark yet, but I'll get around to it. Too much shit comes out, man.
I know, on Netflix especially.
Yeah, I hid it down there because it was up in view.